Neither of us gonna open it.
No, I guess not. That's the first time that's ever happened.
I gave you the chance, and Jaron didn't want it. Welcome back, everyone, to Waves on the Shore with one very Mike-shy co-host, Jaron, and the other with all of his stuff put together, Evan.
Look, you didn't say anything, and I thought it was funny that I wasn't saying anything. I'm comfortable in uncomfortable silence.
Oh, you very much are.
Yeah.
But welcome back, everyone, to Movies Not Music. Once again, the first of 2023. And would you believe it? The movie we've got has a 3 in the name. It's funny how we plan those things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That wasn't planned.
No.
This episode was supposed to happen a little while ago. But because we talked...
Well, or is this just everyone got sick?
Well... On 2 different occasions, I think. Someone was sick, or we might have been busy. I think it was before
you
we
were
sick.
sick, then I was sick. Or maybe it was before.
I think we were just busy, and so we didn't do one. And we were like, we'll just do the Christmas, and then we just kept the train rolling.
But we got our grind back on for the new year. So
I think it's been like 5 weeks since we've done a movie episode.
No, it
has. That's just how it's worked out. Here, I'll check.
Oh my. What?
Yeah, because we alternate, and because we skipped a movie episode because we did.
I guess it would add up
because we did our favorite discoveries, and then. Okay, so Ocean's 12 was like, what day was it? Tell me the day, you piece of garbage. All right, I'll look on YouTube. But there's a little bit of a gap. But we're back.
We're back, like you said. 2023 is different. It's different for us.
Got a little bit of a rebrand that happened right after we filmed the last episode, and when the last episode went up, the rebrand was
public.
It was live.
We're switching some colors up. We're switching some promo imagery. We're switching some thumbnails. We're switching some stuff around. We're rebranding. New year, new podcast. Just like the girls at the gym that say they're going to be there forever and they'll be gone in 8 days. I went this morning. It was the first time I've gone in the new year because I had a cold. And so I was just like, let me just beat this cold instead of prolong it. And so I went back today, and it was significantly busier at my normal time of 8:30 a.m. And all the girls were taking up every single leg machine. And I'm just like, your butt is not the only muscle in your body. Work the others, please. Because I, a non-discriminatory workout man who does not discriminate the other body parts and works
you treat your muscles equally,
That's what I'm saying. I wanted to just work out my quads. That's it. I just wanted a quad machine. None. They're all just sitting there doing whatever movement they're doing. And I'm just like, it's crazy because you're going to be out of here in 2 weeks. Like, you're talking about getting on a carb diet. You don't even know what carb stands for. But, all right. I was venting my anger in a stall while you found when the last episode went up. So I
found it a while ago, but it was fine. It was funny. So the last one was December 10th. So by the time this episode comes out, it will have been 4 weeks, not 5. But still,
I was gonna say 5 seems like a lot.
Yeah, it was 4. But yeah, we're back. We're gonna finish up Ocean's trilogy with Ocean's 13, and then the next movie episode will, like, more than likely probably be Glass Onion. So
which I'm watching tomorrow.
I know there's a lot of Knives Out fans out in the world, so get excited.
Get your knives out.
Bro, I just checked the date of when our last movie episode was, and I saw that Drew, one of our viewers of the show, commented on our last episode and said, "Friggin' Quebecers invented porch pirates." Remember when you gaslit me into thinking that people actually steal children's presents in Canada?
Yeah, Quebec is where porch pirating began. They're just a bunch of matey, and then they run off.
I wasn't like totally convinced. When I was editing, I went back and was listening to myself during that, and you can see me going like,
you were skeptical, but you were believing me.
I was like, really? My thought process was, I mean, Canadians are weird, so like.
That's why I pinned it on. That's why I said it was a French tradition. I'm like, the French people are weird enough that this will pass. If I said this is something that started in like Saskatoon, you'd be like, no, it makes no sense. But that's in Saskatchewan. But if I said this started with French people, it's like, you know what? Maybe they do steal Christmas presents from children. You don't know how them baguettes get, but how them baguettes, if you know what I mean.
What?
Pun.
I don't. Baguettes. I know what a baguette is. That's a piece of bread, but like, I'm confused.
I said, you know how the baguettes get.
Stale? You have to explain this to me because I'm lost.
I can't be bothered to explain
no,
it. I was making fun
Why
of French
are you
people. If you're French and you do not feel insulted, I've clearly failed my mission.
Oh wait, you're calling the French people.
I'm calling
baguettes.
them baguettes.
I've never heard anybody ever do that. Ever. But that's a good. I'll put that one in my back pocket because I like that.
In case you go to Quebec.
Look at that freaking baguette.
Anyways, we watched Ocean's 13. That is the movie of this episode.
Full disclosure, I haven't. It's been like 4 weeks since I watched Ocean's 13 because I watched
about
Ocean's.
An hour for me.
Did you really just like watch it today?
Yeah, well, we agreed on the times, and I watched the movie so I can come in as fresh as possible.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I was gonna ask a question, and it just spaced my mind. Well, we'll keep going.
Little synopsis.
Well, it's fresher in your mind, so why don't you give a little thing?
So, I'm gonna try and get some names right. I'm gonna try and explain this right, but I was not confused at the start, but I had to slowly put some pieces together. So, Ruben, the big glasses guy from the team, from the original like Ocean's 11, he is into hotels and that kind of thing. He's just in with that, like hotel owner, whatever.
Yeah.
So he's gonna build this new hotel, and this other guy, Bank, not the Bank, the guy's name is Bank, basically just kicks him off the team. He kicks a lot of people off the team, Ruben being one, and so then Ruben's heartbroken, and he goes into cardiac arrest or something.
I think he gets so like I think this can happen to people in real life. Like if you're so emotionally distressed that it starts to affect you physically.
Yeah.
So I think he was so distressed that he actually like
goes into like a coma kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think part of it was also kind of mental. Like like he was just in a really dark, like he was in a really deep depression, like unresponsive.
This Bank guy just sent Ruben to the dumps. He really packed him up. So, anyways, the boys are not tolerating that, as boys should not tolerate you doing that to a homie. So they're like, well, this hotel's going down.
Yeah.
The whole movie
the point of the movie is that the last two movies have been, the first one is they're just trying to get money. The second one is they are trying to make enough money to pay off their debt. This one is we are trying to ruin somebody's life.
Yes, they are not going for money. They are just trying to make this guy Bank his life miserable because he almost killed Ruben by kicking him off the team for this hotel. So they go through this elaborate scheme of, getting people in on the team, and there's the grand opening, and they're going to mess up the grand opening by like faking an earthquake that causes everyone to evacuate while they're stealing his diamonds the diamond awards this Bank guy has received for previous hotels that have done really well. And they like manage to make Bank think that the judge of the quality of the hotel is a different guy, so the actual judge gets this awful stay where he's like got bugs in his bed and all this crap. It's really funny. And then on the final day, they rig the casino machines, so everyone starts winning. Bank's losing all of his money. It's like the house always wins, but in this case, the house lost every single time at the casino slots because they rigged it. So he lost a lot of money, and then everyone was fleeing from it because there was an earthquake and there were power outages, and they effectively ruined Bank's life. They did it. It is this multi-million-dollar petty revenge scheme, and I like it because of that. I think it's really funny.
Yeah, I have a question. I just basically generally want to know how this stacks up to the first two.
That's what I was thinking. This could be my favorite.
This could, because I Okay, so I do think the best one is either the third one or the first one.
Yeah.
The second one is not bad by any means. I just don't think it's as
the
good.
weakest.
So I would probably, I might even say the third one because I think it's just a little bit more fun, maybe.
I think it's because the plot, because all the Ocean's movies are done in a pretty comedic way. Like, they're all pretty goofy, lighthearted, this team fooling around with each other, all the goofy music and stuff while they're plotting. The first two movies, though, the plots themselves are actually very serious, like trying to steal from this big casino, and he's trying to get his wife back from this other casino owner. Whereas the third one, the plot itself is funny. It's just petty. And so I think the style of the movie, I think the comedic nature goes more hand in hand with a funnier plot like this. And I think it works because we know the team up until this point. I just think the comedic nature of the Ocean's movies goes hand in hand better with a comedic plot, like a funny plot. I think there's no disconnect between the comedy and the seriousness. It's not like one is degrading the other. So I really like this one. Like I think it might be my favorite of the three.
Yeah, I think if we're purely looking at the first one's funny, but if we're purely looking at this one from a comedic standpoint, I think it's the funniest.
Oh yeah.
There's two particular plot points that really I think are hilarious. One is when Linus is pretending to be the spokesperson of a very rich
Wing, I think is his name.
A fake rich. He's pretending to be someone who is also pretending to be someone.
The short Asian man, what would you call like his role? Like in the other movies, he's like the little guy that they get.
He's the grease man.
Grease man. Thank you. I was looking for that word. The grease man in this movie, he poses as this really rich real estate guy from somewhere in Asia, and so Linus is his spokesman. I'll let you continue.
But Linus, the plan with that whole thing is their plan is to have Linus seduce Banks. This woman that works for Banks. She does everything. She is his like assistant / manager or whatever. I don't know what her official role is, but she does everything for him. So their plan is to seduce her. Well, not just to seduce her, but to get her in a vulnerable state.
Exploit
so he starts
her.
to seduce. Yeah, so he starts to seduce her, and he just starts to get a bunch of alcohol in her, and then there is
Jaron and I do not condone these actions.
No. Well, the thing is, they never actually have sex or anything like that. He gets her drunk, and he's not. The plan is that he's not going to have sex with her. Like that is not.
That's never in the plan.
Yeah, that's never in the plan because there is a staged moment where his dad. I don't think we know it's his dad yet.
This fooled me. I literally thought bro was
I love
caught.
This part.
I was like, oh
yeah, his dad is pretending to be an FBI agent, and the thing that really sells it is because earlier in the movie they show this character who we don't yet know is Linus's dad, and we're like, oh shoot, the FBI's onto them, but no, it's just Linus's dad, and he's like. Son, what were they trying to get again? I forget.
The diamonds, the necklace.
That's right, the necklace.
They were gonna. So, the necklaces, what they are is when a new fancy hotel opens, these
they're the
judges,
equivalent to a Michelin star, basically.
The judges come, or a judge comes and like gives it a rating, and 5 diamonds is the highest rating, and so this bank guy. All of his hotels have gotten 5 diamonds, and so each 5 diamonds are on separate necklaces, and they are in this really safe area at the top of this new hotel. So they are swapping out the necklaces, not that they need the money, not because they want, but just so he doesn't have them.
Just so that he doesn't have them anymore.
It's so petty,
and I love it. What's up? We're recording. Sorry, my dad just got home. I was going to say something. Oh, so yeah, that whole thing I think is hilarious. I love the reveal when they're in the elevator, when he's talking with his dad.
You're glad your mother didn't see this.
Yeah. I love the Mexico plot line, the subplot in Mexico where they start like it's like a completely different movie. Like it's a movie within a movie. It's so good. They're the two brothers that are in the first two movies. One of the brothers goes.
I freaking love those guys, bro.
Basically, the whole point is they're going to the factory in Mexico that makes the dice that are used at the casino / hotel. And what they're planning on doing is rigging the dice with like this magnetic dust kind of stuff, so that they roll a certain way when I think they have these like things.
They have these little buttons, so they're standing at the table and say, "Oh, I need a 2." Well, they just press it, and the magnet rolls it over to a 2. Yeah. Which is how the house loses every single time.
Yeah. And so that's why they need to go down to Mexico. Well, he goes down there and he starts to like actually make friends with the workers, and then he convinces them to go on strike. Like it doesn't just happen. Like he's like, "No, you guys deserve more.
You guys need more money. This isn't fair."
And the thing is, I think all he got them was like a 10-cent
5%. 5%. 5%. They're now making an astounding $3.50 a week.
Yeah.
Because those Mexican wages be going crazy.
And the funniest part is his brother comes to like figure out what's going on because they haven't heard from him, and like they need an update. They need to know what's happening because the plan's gonna like they're running out of time.
They're running out. They need the dice. Like if they're on strike, they don't have the dice.
And his brother shows up and just joins in.
It's so good.
They're throwing Molotov cocktails at it's hilarious. It's such a good part. I love it so much. But it's just a really good time. I love that the thief from the second movie is in this movie a little bit.
Yeah.
And that Benedict...
What was his name again? What was his name?
They're working with... I feel like it starts with an F, but I could be wrong.
It's the not the Black Panther. That's it.
There's the whatever fox.
The structure,
but he has a name.
Fox, Night Fox or something.
The Night Fox. It was the Night Fox. But he has a name. I don't remember what it is.
Black Panther is not far off. Like it's a completely separate thing. But
sure, it's same kind of vibe.
Linguistically,
the
it's
Night
the
Fox
same thing.
Yeah.
I saw Fox coming home from the gym today.
Oh.
He ran in front of me. I was like, "Dang, you could have got smoked."
Evan keeps bringing up the gym. He's just trying to like nonchalantly be like, "Yeah, guys, I work out." Yeah, so
Sorry, I was coming home from town. It was a busy morning out on the town, and as I was coming back to my fortress, I saw a fox run across the road. My bad. I haven't been to the gym in like 2 weeks, so
cool story. Anyway, the reason the Night Fox is involved is because so Benedict is in this movie, who is the guy from the
Benedict is the original. He's in all of them. He is the original casino owner that the Ocean's 11 team stole from, the guy they had to pay back in the second movie. They're now working together, which I really liked. Well, kind of working together.
They're working together to stick it to Bank because Bank is a competitor of Benedict. Well, Benedict behind the Ocean's team's back is trying to stick it to them, and is working with the Night Fox to steal the diamonds. Well, the Ocean's group anticipates Benedict stealing from them.
And they saw the Night Foxes in the hotel.
And they noticed that the Night Fox was there, so they were able to catch on. And so when the Night Fox steals the diamonds from them, he finds out that the diamonds that he had stole from them were actually fakes.
So what happens is the original plan, or maybe not the original plan, but what they said was the plan was when Linus is in this room with what was her, Abby? That wasn't her name. What was the girl's name? I think it started with an A. Regardless, the lady
that he's trying to
the woman that Linus is seducing, they are in the room with the diamonds, and he has fake diamonds like strapped around his chest that they're saying like, "Oh, we're gonna swap these out."
Yeah.
Well, they don't swap them. So what happens is they go up to the roof. Boom! There's Night Fox with a gun, and he's like, "Ha ha ha! Give me the diamonds." So reluctantly, Linus gives over the diamonds.
Yeah.
And then Night Fox jumps off the roof with a parachute and flies away into the night with plastic, because then they just straight up, a chopper comes to pick them up. They attach the chopper to the roof, which rips out the
vault with
the actual diamonds, and the helicopter flies away. As Bank from the ground watches while everyone's fleeing his casino because there's a fake earthquake going on. It's so good.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. This is a good movie.
This is a good movie.
Good soup. Good soup.
Very good soup. Using our music rating, this is probably the greatest thing of all time.
Okay, so actually, I think so. We talked about doing Glass Onion next, but I think I want to do another Steven Soderbergh film because he directed all three of these.
Then I'm in for more. What's with all these Steven Bergs? Isn't like Steven Spielberg another one? Do you have to have Berg in your name to be like a director?
That's just two directors that happen to have Berg at the end of their last name.
Well, that's the only two directors I know. So currently, every single director of all time is named Steven with the last name Berg.
100% success rate.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm yet to be proven wrong.
Well, you're wrong. Anyway, he has another movie, and funnily enough, Daniel Craig is in it. It's a heist movie, and this one is called Logan Lucky, and it's based off of a true story.
Ooh.
And I love it. It's
a
fun,
just
like
Let me look this up.
just like the Ocean's movies. They're comedic heist movies, but this one takes a slightly more serious tone because it's at its core, it's like this story about this father kind of trying to redeem himself, kind of, and
based on
just make his daughter happy. Kind of. So,
interesting.
Yeah, it's really good. I've seen it multiple times. It's pretty hilarious. Channing Tatum, Daniel Craig's in it.
Channing Tatum, that sounds familiar. I know that name.
He's in Magic Mike. You've probably seen that movie.
No. But who's Channing Tatum?
Actually, wait, hold on a second. I didn't do that on purpose. But I'm pretty sure I briefly mentioned Magic Mike, like jokingly, but I'm pretty sure Steven Soderbergh directed Magic Mike.
Judging by the fact the poster of Logan Lucky says, "From the director of Magic Mike."
Does it actually say that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well,
the more you know.
Yeah, there's just a lot of connections going on that are not on purpose. But
all Bergs.
We'll probably do that movie next. But this is just a really fun time. Like I don't even have complaints with this one.
I do want gotta be up there as one of my favorites.
I did want to talk about this. I don't know if you notice, Brad Pitt and George Clooney, they're Rusty and Danny.
Yeah,
Rusty and Danny's significant others are not in this film, and I'm pretty sure
their characters die.
No, their characters. Well, at the beginning of
sorry.
No. Neither of those actors died. At least I know Julia Roberts didn't. I don't know if the other actress died or not. I'm not sure. But at the beginning of the movie, Danny's on the phone with his wife being like, I gotta take care of this, that kind of thing. That's how they kind of address it. That's like, oh, she's gonna stay home, he's gonna do this.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's two reasons why this happened. For one, the cast has only gotten bigger. Because the guy who plays Bank, I'm pretty sure, is Al Pacino, and he's a pretty big actor. And
so you think like budget-wise,
I think budget-wise, you have so many actors. You have so many actors in this movie, like a lot. And like at this point, Matt Damon, who plays Linus, has gotten pretty big. He's doing his Bourne movies. Brad Pitt and George Clooney are obviously huge. The guy who plays Benedict is a pretty well-known actor, and so is the Night Fox is a pretty well-known French actor. And so you have all these people, and Julia Roberts is a very big actress, like very big.
Coincidence so that the French actor is the world-renowned thief?
Yeah.
I think not.
So
maybe that does actually happen in Quebec. Maybe they do steal kids. I never had a Christmas in Quebec.
We're back to the.
I'm just saying, coincidence that like the French actor is the thief? I don't think so.
Hey, maybe next Christmas we should go to Quebec. Just for fun.
Steal presents. Make it a tradition.
We'll camp outside of stores and just take stuff from people as they walk out around Christmas. But what I was saying is, so I think one, it could have been budget. I think that's a pretty good chance. And two, I just don't think the story really needed them to be in it. Like
not
they
at
could
all.
have been in it. Like I like Julia Roberts in movies, but did she have to be in this movie? Probably not. So I just thought that was interesting. That there just aren't in this movie at all.
Well, chase the bag. That's why. Like, priorities. That's all.
Excuse me. I had Popeyes right before this.
I've never been to Popeyes.
Okay, so I only ever get the same thing at Popeyes. We're talking about my Popeyes order now. That's happening. I always get a spicy chicken sandwich with a large red beans and rice. Always. I freaking love Popeyes spicy chicken sandwiches. They're so good. They're like crack. Like Chick-fil-A is amazing, and I totally understand if you prefer Chick-fil-A. I love Chick-fil-A.
I've never been to Chick-fil-A either.
Oh, well, freaking Canadians are weird, bro. But I am a person, my Popeyes here in Anderson makes a pretty darn good spicy chicken sandwich. I cannot vouch for other Popeyes.
Well, I'm going to go on a limb and say they have the same recipes.
Well, all I know is it's not that the recipe's different. Sometimes it just depends on some like fast food restaurants just suck. Like,
you know what? There are some Tims in my area that it's like, this is not the Tims.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there'll be a good Tim's and then there's a bad Tim's. It's the same with Popeyes.
I can't wait for you to see just how many Tim Hortons are in Canada. Like, it is. I'm so proud of how many Tim Hortons are here. It is.
I'll get
the best stereotype.
What is something that, like, if I went to Tim's and, like, I like, is there a thing on the Tim's menu that people just don't order, and if you order it, you're, like, a weirdo?
Ooh. They introduced these, like, loaded bowls, which is, like, a bowl of
like
rice
breakfast
and
things?
stuff. No, it's weird. It's just so overpriced. That's why.
I thought they were more like a breakfast coffee
They are.
place,
That's why everyone's like, what on earth is this rice bowl? They've added a lot to they had vegan burgers for like a month, and they got trolled so bad that it was gone so quick. Like they introduced like vegetarian.
Anytime Tim Hortons tries to do anything different, Canada just says, "Hey,
no, unless we're bringing back the Dutchy Timbit and donut, we don't want no change. There doesn't need to be anything added." I'm trying to think. What's
the Dutchy Timbit?
It's like a honey glazed Timbit with raisins. It's so good, and they got rid of it when I was a kid, and I've not forgiven them.
The Dutchy Timbit.
What is something that like you get at Tim's that people are just like, what?
That sounds so funny.
There's not a whole lot, because it's not a crazy menu or anything. Like,
oi, can I get the Dutchy Timbit?
We're not British.
I know you're not, but it just sounds something. It sounds like something.
Howdy,
a British
partner.
Could
I get a spicy chicken sandwich, please? Wait, you wouldn't say please. Can I get a spicy chicken sandwich?
I would say please. It's the Midwest. The Midwest is kind.
It's American.
Okay,
it's American.
If you're in a big city, nobody will acknowledge that you exist.
It's funny. I've been to Florida once, and when we were down there, there was like a.
I mean, this was semi-recent, right?
No, this is like...
I thought you went to Florida...
2018.
Oh, my bad. I thought you went to Florida recently. Maybe that was somebody else that I was...
No.
Go ahead.
While we were in Florida, part of the place we were staying at had like just a little like tiki bar thing where like the old people would go and get alcohol, and 11-year-old me would go get like a strawberry smoothie because they were so freaking good. And they were free because it was just on the resort thing. And so
you were 11 years old in 2018.
I think I did my math. The math is not right there.
Okay, I was gonna say that does not sound right.
I was not 21. The math is incorrect there. How old would I have been? Like 15?
21.
I was not 20. When I went to
the point is that you were not 21. You couldn't drink. I know that, but.
Anyways, me and my brothers, when we went and got like a strawberry smoothie, we'd be like, "Oh, could I have a strawberry smoothie, please?" And when we got it, we'd say thank you. And the guy literally like pulled our parents over and acknowledged how like significantly more polite we are than everyone else. And we're just like,
do you know where you were in Florida?
Let me
look. I'm going to just say that's not like that it is normal for people to say thank you. If you're like in a higher, it just depends on where you are. Like if you're in a bad town, or if you're just in a bad area, or you're in a big city, I'm sure people don't even like I've been in cities before, and people will just act like everybody's in their own.
I think this is it. We were. What's it near? Can I get a city name?
Is it near Miami or like Tampa or?
Oh, we're zooming out like
Orlando.
That.
We're on the Panhandle.
As annoying as this is, it's in between Orlando and Miami. On the right or on the east side. The east side, the east beach, east coast.
Look, Florida in general is it's just an interesting place.
It's a special location.
I've met a lot of people and I've seen a lot of things in Florida. Things that are just bizarre. I've seen people with like those motorcycles that have the really high bars. I've seen people with bicycles with bars like that. And they're like low riding bicycles and their hands are like
what in the Detroit
here.
Is that?
Why'd you say Detroit?
Because there's some broke automobile place. Like, I've been to Detroit.
What is
I
that?
know what Detroit's about.
What does that have to do with riding bikes? You ride a bike.
Not like this. Not like this. For listeners, I have my hands way over my head because Jaron's saying the handlebars are insanely high.
That's what I've seen that down there before. I've seen all kinds of things.
I kind of want to see what's in Florida. Just like
I've been. One of the coolest things is it's similar to Florida because it's like it's really close to it. But one time I was in New Orleans for a mission trip. By the way, I think we're done talking about oceans, so we'll wrap this episode up soon. But I was on a missions trip, and we were actually in a ghost town for like when we were working. And the reason is because there's I think what hurricane was it? This was back in like 2016 maybe. So it's been
16. I was gonna say 13.
It's been a
was
while.
Sandy.
It might have been from Sandy because this. It was. I could tell that it was a nice neighborhood before it got hit.
Sandy came right up and like tore Canada up too. Like it came up the coast there. Like we lost our fence and stuff. My favorite was like this one of our teachers at our school. She opened her van door to go to school and the wind just took her door off. So she came to school with no door. She's like a U-Haul. Or not U-Haul, like a UPS.
That's actually wild because you're not even close to the coast.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like Sandy came up. Like it hit. We were all like, hey, yo, why are we getting hurricanes? We're not so... This isn't our problem. This is your problem. Why are you sending this up to us?
But yeah, while we were down there, it was just one of the coolest things ever because you're like in this neighborhood with like pretty nice. You could tell they were nice houses, and it's just no one is anywhere. It's
that would be interesting.
And the river behind like had alligators in it and stuff. And I mean, they weren't like crawling up. Like most places,
I'd still be holding
rivers
the
in
golf
Florida
club.
have alligator. But it was cool. That was just a random. Did I say Florida? It was in Louisiana, but that's in that southern area around the Gulf. But it was cool.
Wow.
I've also placed insulation in a man's house on a different mission trip in Florida. That was in Florida. The other one was in Louisiana. Anyway, let's just give a quick rating and then we can wrap this up because you got to go somewhere.
I think.
I don't even know.
It's so hard because there's so much recency bias when I try and rank it against the other movies.
Okay, I'm going to assume that I gave the first one like a 7.5. So if that's what I gave the first one, I'll give this I'll just give it a 7.5 too.
I don't know what I gave the first one or the second one, and I'm not going to try and compare because there's definitely recency bias. But out of 10, how did I enjoy the movie? How did I enjoy watching it? I'm going to say like a hefty 8. Like above 8.5, but not quite 9.
Okay.
I really liked it.
Okay. Yeah. It's a good one.
'Twas.
All right.
Thank you for listening or watching.
Yeah,
wherever you are taking in this content. Be sure to follow, subscribe, all that good stuff for more, because 2023, we are built different in 2023. New year, new us, but not in the way that gym girls are.